Hi, I'm Zvika Klein, editor-in-chief of the Jerusalem Post. This week in my column, I write about the need for a solution for the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. You know, this war has been going on for more than a year, and I feel like it's about time that we think about the day after and how we move forward, what we do, what Israel's relations will be with Gaza. Jewish settlements in Judea and Samaria or the West Bank, and the Palestinians living there. How can we move forward? And I feel like the two-state solution is something that most of the Israelis have rejected. There are also those who are suggesting a one-state solution, but that's also a very risky and very complicated situation. So if we're the startup nation, can't we think of other solutions or other types of mechanisms that will help us live here, if not in peace, at least with security? This week I wrote my column about the need for a solution for the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, which is a very kind of vague term, but I feel like the day after is actually close, hopefully. And it's about time for us to get our act together. And while the classic two-state solution is something that most Israelis disagree with, what is the alternative? And I don't know what the alternative is. Like, I don't have an opinion. I don't think a one-state solution is good, but I don't think a two-state solution is good. So there's really...
What do you think about Trump's idea? The bridge or the tunnel or something that connects Gaza to the Palestinian Authority?
Is that a new thing?
That's an old thing.
No, that's not.
Yeah, I thought that's like an in-between. It's
No,
one and a half states and a state.
Yeah, I don't know, whatever. I think, we're the startup nation and like we should have all these ideas, but when I looked around and there are some of these ideas, there's different things of offering, autonomies. There's a three-state solution, which I assume most Israelis would not agree with. It's basically giving Gaza to Egypt and the West Bank to Jordan.
I don't even think Egypt would agree to that.
Yeah, they would not, right? They definitely would not. So what are those solutions? Like, what are we proposing?
But are you suggesting that there is something out there that we could all unify behind?
I'm not talking about unity this week. Other weeks I like talking about unity. Here I'm really thinking of, pretty much it's a call to action. And I even put my email there. I hope it's not like all spammed afterwards. But I'm really reaching out and saying, share these ideas. Like, what is your idea for Gaza the day after? Which is a big question, right? I think Israel Katz, spoke about having the IDF continue to be there, just like it is in Judea and Samaria. So that's one direction they could possibly be going into. Others are calling for Jewish settlement there. Others are saying leave totally. So there's so many discussions about that, and then let alone the West Bank, Judea and Samaria. What should we be doing? Are we going to keep on the status quo? In my opinion, many governments in the past few decades just kind of continued the status quo, but I think it's about time to just have something to look forward to. And I don't see anyone, stepping up and saying, okay, this is what we should be doing. And I'm sure there are people that have those ideas.
There are.
And they're probably smarter than I am.
I feel like a lot of people do that and then get shot down pretty off the bat.
Right. So I think a lot of people were, maybe afraid to say what they thought. But I think I would hope to say that many Israelis are looking for some sort of a solution. Basically what I'm saying is most Israelis don't really know. They don't know what the areas are, A, B, C, whatever. They don't know what is happening in the West Bank, what's happening in a Jewish settlement, what's happening in an Arab city. They don't know the trends. We don't know enough about the history, about the geography, about so many things, and we just have to do something, because October 7th happened because we were just continuing with this conception of just living our lives, enjoying some sort of like a semi-quiet, democratic country. But we're in the Middle East, and that's a very tough neighborhood, and we're not in Europe, so we have to adapt to the situation here, however it may be or go.